Hello, everybody. This is Cindy, and we are riding at Occoneechee State Park down near Clarksville, Virginia. This is the first time we've been here, so I'm not familiar with the trails, but they were really nice. Um, what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about Occoneechee. I can't remember how to pronounce it, so forgive me if I stumble over it. Occoneechee State Park. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about what they offer there, and then talk maybe a little bit about some of the challenges that we have faced trying to get back out at 60 some years old. We're not teenagers anymore, and it's been a struggle. So I'm going to talk about some of that. Maybe you guys have struggles that you are having to overcome. At the very end, you can see my horse have a meltdown as we go through the campground because, well, I'll let you watch. I'm not even going to turn the volume down on that one. I'll let you just hear it all. Um, for most of this, I'm going to just mute out the voices of us chatting on the trail. For those of you who don't know me, I'm in my mid 60s. Am currently the founder and chief operating volunteer at State Line All Animal Rescue, and I have been doing rescue for since 2010, so about 15 years. So this is one of the ways that we are trying to get away and just relax and enjoy the horses some instead of always being the horse slave. Occoneechee was really nice. They have a great campground. It's easy to find. The equestrian parking is in the same area. The bathrooms were clean. They are not, they're like pit toilets. But they were very well upkept. The grass was mowed all around. Trails were not muddy or soft. Um, the equestrian trails, they say the Panhandle Trail is 7 miles, but then they have a bunch of trail loops. So I'm not sure if those loops are included in the 7 miles or if those are in addition to the 7 miles. We had all we really wanted to ride. I think we rode probably about 6 or 7 miles yesterday afternoon, which was really nice. As you can see, the leaves are just starting to turn, and the trail goes down. I guess it's the Panhandle. There's the Roanoke River on one side of it, and the Kerr Lake is on the other side. So you get glimpses of it. If you go along the loop, it actually follows the edge of the trail. We didn't see any wildlife other than some birds and some squirrels. The Barbie was sure that there were bears there, though, so they may have been hiding. Oh, we did see a deer. Um, we met some other riders. Everybody was great. There was not a lot of people out on a Sunday afternoon. Kerr Lake does have, I'm sorry, Occoneechee does have 11 equestrian campsites and 11 covered stalls. So if you want to go camp and ride, and they're nice pull through, so you can just drive up and pull through your campsite. Your horses are right there within sight of the parking where you're camping. And the picnic tables, they have a picnic table and a grill that is on the other side of the road from each site. So you actually walk away from the trailer to cook on the grill, which and the picnic table, which seems a little odd to me, but I guess it does get it away from the trailers, which may or may not be a good thing. Um, Again, the main trail, this is the main trail that we're on now. It was excellent. It's got a gravel base. It didn't have a lot of rocks. Both of our horses are barefoot, and neither had any trouble um, with the stones, except for in a couple of spots. But it wasn't anything that we couldn't like ride to the edge and ride around. On the back, on the loop part of the trails, there was pretty much no gravel, so they were much softer. Um, they do a great job. All of the trees they had a lot of down trees, but they were all cut up and cleared off the trail, even on the loops, so you didn't have to even walk over trails. Um, we did not cross any water. I don't know if there's a trail further down, if there's water further down on the trail, but this goes a long way. We rode about 3 miles back on the main trail, and then we cut around through the north loop on the northern side, on the lake side, and rode one of those. There was more we could have ridden, but by that time it was 3 o'clock, and this is where we get to the challenge part. um, we are not as limber as we apparently used to be, because after about 2 hours,
So peaceful.
our hips and legs and back really starts to kick into high gear, and it may just be that we're out of shape, but yeah, we were not feeling it. By the end of it, we were both pretty much ready to come back. I don't know. We both have arthritis in our back and our legs and our hips, so it may just be what it is. It's definitely one of the challenges of riding as we get older, and I'm not sure. I've got to find something I can do to keep from putting so much pressure on my knees, because that was, after multiple knee injuries, that was definitely a challenge. My own personal challenge is also ride anxiety, and I'll probably do another video at some point about what ride anxiety is and how to cope with it. It's definitely something that has been a challenge to overcome. I do have to say that having a regular horse that I ride all the time, instead of always riding a different rescue horse, has made a huge difference. Barbie and I do horse agility on the ground a couple times a week, just going over obstacles, leading around, doing some groundwork, things like that, that just help to build our relationship together. Because she can be a little bit of a challenge. She is not always the okay, let's do it because I love you type of horse. She wants to know exactly why you're asking her to do things. We have slipped off into the loop here, and you can see the lake on the left-hand side. We had pretty much views of that the whole loop trail. I think next time we'll probably ride down the other side loop and then come back either the main road or come back this loop, just depending on how much time we have and how our hips and legs and all the other things are doing. Randy has a lot of back trouble, but riding doesn't make it worse. And in his words, he hurts all the time, so he might as well be doing something he enjoys doing and hurting instead of sitting around at home hurting. So back to ride anxiety, it's definitely something that having a horse that I know well, and even though she has her quirks, I know she's not going to kill me, that's a big deal for me. And that has really helped me. I used to turn in, before we went riding, every time I knew I had to ride,
Pardon?
I would turn into a major
Yes, there is.
crank. Like, I was cranky about everything before we left. I would avoid going. So if I knew we were going to go trail riding the next day, I would not I would not feel good. I would be sore. I'd find 1,000 excuses not to go. And what really helped me through it was just making up my mind that I was going to do it, even if it was just for a short ride, and not put any pressure on myself to do more than that. We do choose to ride where there's not big crowds. Eventually that may change, but right now we're both pretty comfortable just poking along at our own speed and relaxing. I'm riding one-handed through this whole trail ride so that I can hold the camera because I lost my camera mount when I got on the horse and didn't find it till we got back. Also why it's kind of jiggly at times. I don't know, guys. I know riding after 60 is a problem and anxiety is a problem for a lot of people. And if you have any ways that you have gotten through it, I would love to hear them. Um, I talk to a lot of people who are getting back into riding, and it's always an issue. I mean, I rode my entire life. I've ridden horses, and I know how to ride. It's not like I fall off very often, but I have been thrown a couple of really good times, and it was not even easy to get back on. Um, so those are my two tips. Have a horse you really know well and build a relationship with them. Know what they like, what they don't like, work with them through it. Horses have baggage just like we do. So sometimes you have to slow down and figure out what they're thinking about, what they're reacting to. And the same with you. I mean, really think about what is it that is bothering you? Is it people are going to see you? Is it people are going to judge you? Is it you're not going to be able to handle your horse? There's a million reasons why you can have anxiety about riding. And none of them are baseless. I mean, they're all based on our experiences that we've had. So the best thing to do is really sit down and think about it. I use visualization a lot. So when I think about riding, instead of focusing on all the things that can happen, I try to remember, how relaxing it is, how much I enjoy getting out in nature and seeing different things and being a partner to my horse. Spending time with Randy and outside doing things that we both enjoy. These are all things that I try to focus on instead of focusing on what if another horse comes along? What if a deer jumps up in front of her? What if she gets stung by a bee? I mean, there's a million things that can go wrong. And if you focus on those all the time, you're never going to be able to enjoy it. So you really have to train your mind to focus on the good things. Um, you know, Picture yourself riding along the trail, enjoying it. And if you have a horse, rescues aren't supposed to say this, but I'm just going to say it right out. If you have a horse that you are not comfortable and relaxed riding, you either need to find a trainer who can get the horse to where you are comfortable and relaxed riding it, or find a horse that meets those needs, because it is not fun at 65 years old riding a horse that you are not comfortable sitting on, that you don't know how it's going to react, that you don't know if it's going to spook or if it's going to react to other horses, what it's going to do. You really want to find something that you're comfortable with. And it's a different, everybody's comfort level is different. If I had to ride the Barbie that we had at the end of the ride, when Randy rode away with me, I would probably not be a happy camper. But we worked through it, and I think next time I actually rode her down the trail a little bit away when we got back to the trailer before I got off, just so we both understood that just because the other horse wasn't there did not mean that she didn't have to do what I wanted her to do. Um, so that's where I am with that. Um, Occoneechee, back to Occoneechee. They have cabins, they have an archery course, you can rent boats there. They are, do offer 24/7 access to the lake. Uh, her lake is huge, like, I want to say 10,000 acres. It's a big lake. Um, and there's Clarksville is close to it, so if you're driving away from a ways, Clarksville is a lovely little lake town with some great restaurants there. Um, so that's always a plus. I did see an archery range. They have a splash pad for kids if you're camping or want to swim. You can swim in the lake here. There are no designated swim areas in the lake, but they
Listen, I'm telling you, you are going to go the way I want you to go. There's a round pen up there. Come on. We're going the same direction, girlfriend, but you're going my way and not your way. There's the stalls over there. I don't know if you can see them because the sun's in my eyes, and she is being a jerk. No, we're not going that way. This is the campground. This is my horse being a jerk. They've got actually tie lines out here that you can high tie them to. And then they've got the picnic tables and so forth are over there. The stalls are right over there. And I'm riding one handed on a horse that wants to be a jerk. But that's okay. Stop. You're going in the same direction.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Check in next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment letting me know what your anxieties are, or whether you've ridden at Occoneechee. Have a great day.
Now we can go over in the grass.